Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Miranda if you're new here, and I'm really excited for today's video. So as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be reading some of my most highly anticipated reads for the year, but also just for like the spring, because I feel like there's gonna be a ton more books coming out later in the year, but I feel like there's a ton of books that I'm really looking forward to that are coming out in March and April. So I have one of them so far, and I'm going to start reading it today. The other two I do not own yet, but today is March 31st, so they should be coming out very soon. One actually comes out tomorrow. So there's 3 books that I'm planning on reading for this video, potentially a 4th if I'm in the mood for it. And so the first one is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is the second prequel to the Hunger Games series, and I just finished reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because I feel like I wasn't motivated to read that book until this book came out, because based off the original trilogy, like, I knew I really wanted this story so bad. But now that I have finished reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, like, I am ready to jump into this. I love that book so much. Like, I think it might be my favorite read so far this year. And so I am just ready to jump right into this. So like I said, I'm going to be starting this today, but the other books that I am hoping to get to in this video, the one that comes out tomorrow is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I haven't read too many books by her. I've just read Just for the Summer, but I have yours truly right behind me here, and I have Part of Your World as well. That is down over here on this shelf. But I don't know, I just don't gravitate towards them, but I am really excited for this new release because I feel like it's gonna be very similar to Just for the Summer in the sense of like the time of year that it takes place, just a perfect like spring to summer book. And then the third book that I really want to read in this video that I know that I'm going to read very soon because I pre-ordered it a long time ago is Fearless by Lauren Roberts, the third book in the Powerless trilogy, the finale of the story. And so I feel like I really want to get to that one pretty much as soon as it comes out, because I'll just have that entire storyline done, completed, and just kind of know how that whole thing wraps up. For me, that book is one of those ones where, has it been my favorite trilogy so far? No, but it's been entertaining, it's been fast-paced, and like I'm still excited to see how it ends, and I know that it's gonna be like a quicker read. So excited to check that off and just like have another series completed. And then the fourth book that I might try to get to in this video is Emily Henry's new book, Great Big Beautiful Life, that comes out at the end of the month. But we'll just kind of see how things go, how long it takes me to read Sunrise on the Reaping, because if this takes me up until when Fearless comes out, I may jump straight into Fearless and then read Just Say You'll Remember Me right after that. This book has been one that I have been excited about ever since I was a kid and I read the original like story. I have always wanted to kind of know more about Haymitch's time in the Hunger Games because I feel like it was a fairly big portion of the original trilogy, and I feel like it was just such an easy thing to make a spin-off prequel book about his time. And I don't know, I'm because of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I'm like re-obsessed with the Hunger Games. I reread the original trilogy last year, I'm not sure, like last summer maybe, and I don't know, I feel like as soon as I read them, like it takes me back to being a middle schooler and reading these books for the first time. Like I truly love them so much. And I've never seen all the movies, so I want to get to the movies. I know this one doesn't come out for a while, but I'm just loving being back in this world and in this story with these characters. So I just finished the first book for this video, Sunrise on the Reaping, and I really enjoyed it. I knew I was going to enjoy this one. I feel like The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was one that I wasn't entirely sure about, but as soon as I heard that she was coming out with a story of Hey Mitch's Games, I knew I was going to enjoy them. And I'm really glad that this one was back to kind of the shorter Hunger Games books. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was really good, but it was just a thicker, longer book, and I just loved how fast-paced and quick this read was. But it was absolutely 5 stars. It was such a good book. So happy to be back in this world, and I feel like because we already kind of knew some of the characters from the Hunger Games that had like popped back up in here, like Haymitch and like some of the people who were older in the Hunger Games, but then also seeing some of the characters and the like familial relations of some of the people from the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was also really interesting. And I am so excited for this one to come into movie form. I haven't seen any of the movies besides the first one, so at some point in time my boyfriend and I are going to like binge watch all of the movies, and I will absolutely be seeing this one when it comes out in theaters. And yeah, this was a really great way to start this reading vlog, because I feel like this one was one of the most highly anticipated releases that I had for the year. I feel like between this and Fearless are some of my top 2 for like the entire year. Like, I'm excited for some of the romance books coming out, but these were the 2 that just really stood out that I was like, I cannot wait for these books to come out, and I feel like this was the top one. I think Fearless I was excited for, I am excited for, but I'm also just like, I'm excited for that series to wrap up. I'm excited to see how the series as a whole ends, because the second book really disappointed me. Like, I liked the end of the book, but I don't know, I'm glad it was a short book, but I feel like half of it could have just been like a novella and then wrapped up with the ending of it. But that being said, the next book that I'm going to be reading for this is going to be right here. It is Thursday today, and this beautiful book arrived in the mail on Tuesday. So this is going to be my next read for this. I haven't started it yet. I'm in the middle of a different book right now for a different video that is on my April TBR. But this is also on my April TBR, and so is Sunrise on the Reaping. So really trying to get through a ton of books that I have on my April TBR, which is exciting because I feel like I usually don't stick to it this well. But I am really excited to get to this one next, and then I think after that will be time for this one. I think I'll definitely be in a romance mood after reading Fearless. But yeah, I am just really excited for this lineup, and the fact that all 3 of these books that I am so excited about all came out within like a month of each other. And I know Sunrise on the Reaping was kind of like middle of March, but my brain was thinking that one came out in April. I've talked about it in a few different videos where I thought that book came out in April. So when it came out in March, I was definitely surprised because I was not ready for it. But like, there's just so many good books that came out this month and that are still coming out, because we still have Emily Henry's book that I haven't decided if I'm going to read in this video or not. It might just be these 3, but it's just crazy. And also, I didn't realize how thick this book was. Like, compared to the other ones in the series. Like, the first one was relatively long. Like, these 2 are fairly similar in size, but I guess my brain just keeps forgetting how short Reckless was in comparison to Powerless. Like, no wonder it felt like a novella. Like, it's such a short book that not a ton happened in it. Alright, so I want us to ignore how I look right now because I just got back from a run. But I wanted to update on the next book in this vlog, and that is Fearless. I am still in the middle of a different book, but I saw that the audiobook for this one was on Spotify. So I decided to pick this one up while I was out on my run, and I am out on chapter 6, page 50. So just kind of wanted to give initial first thoughts. I feel like it took me a minute to kind of remember what had happened in the previous books. Like I knew some of it, but I feel like I forgot some of like their abilities and their powers, like some of the little things that are kind of major parts of the book when I think about it, but they kind of came back as I was reading it. So I feel like that was nice that it was like we're flung into the plot, but also kind of slowly introduced back to the characters and what had happened. So like I said, I'm not too far into this, but just kind of wanted to give an intro to me starting this book now. And I probably won't be reading a ton of it right now because I want to finish my other book first, but this is definitely what I'm going to be reading next. Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've been able to update you, but it is Saturday now and I am on call this weekend and I'm going into my finals week for school, so I've just been doing a lot of homework and a lot of studying last week and haven't really been able to read much, but I did put Fearless to the side for right now. I feel like I was at a really good pausing point, and so I wanted to kind of take a break on that until I feel like I could prioritize a little bit more of my brain towards that book. And I decided to pick up a different book the other night and start reading another highly anticipated book that I have been excited for this year, and that is Sail Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Yeah, I've only read one other Abby Jimenez book. I read Just for the Summer last year and I really enjoyed it, and I know a ton of people have had mixed reviews about this one so far, but I feel like it's just kind of the perfect romance, easy book that I kind of needed right now. So I am reading this now. I am just about 100 pages in, so I've made a bit of progress on this book and haven't had a chance to update you guys. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm a little confused-ish because the two characters definitely already really like each other. There's just this main conflict point that I feel like we're going to be working through this whole book. So definitely a little bit of a different romance concept than a lot of the other like cookie cutter, like they take so long to finally like reveal their feelings for each other, third act breakup. Like this is definitely a different formula to the romance, but I'm enjoying the writing. There's a few mentions of like pop culture stuff that I know some people have not enjoyed, but honestly to me it doesn't really matter. Like I just breeze past it. Like I don't think about that part of it that much. Yeah, I'm like just under halfway done with Fearless, so we'll get back to that one afterwards. But so far I'm enjoying this. Is it feeling like a 5-star read? No. Just for the Summer was a 5-star. This one right now is kind of sitting at like the 3 to 4 range. I like the characters, I like the writing. There's just not a ton to say about it yet, but I will update you guys once I'm a bit further into both these books. Alright, so we're just gonna ignore what's going on here, because that is the stress of finals. But I am about to head to bed and I'm going to do some reading tonight, but I wanted to update you guys on how far I am in Sail Remember Me. So I am on page 232 now, so I have just about 100 pages left, so definitely making some good progress in this book, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like we have the same conflict that we've had the whole book, and I feel like every chapter is like ending in the same way. I'm like, I like them, but this is the problem. I don't know what to do about the problem. And I feel like it's been the same thing for like the last 100 pages, like just the same. But I just feel like it's starting to feel very repetitive, so I'm hoping for something to happen soon, because like I said, I feel like this last 100 pages has been kind of the same thing over and over again, and if that just kind of continues, then like this whole middle section could have been very much condensed down, because it's not even like we've necessarily progressed in their relationship. They already liked each other from the start. So I don't know, I had really high hopes for this book because I loved Just for the Summer, and I just loved those characters so much. And I still like these characters. They're good characters, they care about each other, but I feel like they're just not doing it as much as the characters from Just for the Summer. What's his name? Justin. Like, I don't know, I still enjoy the writing. I'm just not vibing with the plot as much as I was hoping to. I'll probably update you guys once I finish this book, and I'm hoping to do that. Tonight's Thursday night. I'm hoping to finish this book this weekend. That's kind of my goal. So I'll update you guys this weekend on how far I get. Hey guys, I wanted to give an update on my books that I've been working on. So I finished Say You'll Remember Me last night, and I don't know how I feel about it. Initial thoughts, I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 star. I enjoyed the writing, I enjoyed the characters. It just kind of felt like the same kind of thing over and over again, but just with like slight little different like things happening to the characters. But I also just didn't fully agree with the end. Like, I knew kind of what was gonna happen, but I don't agree with the choices that the characters made in the end of this. I feel like, I know that it's a romance book and like it was the romantic thing to do. I just feel like it was a bit extreme for the scenario, because when we come down to it, these characters went on one date before all of this happened, and I just feel like it just doesn't seem realistic to me that they would be that in love after one date. Like, even if it was a longer date, they talked a bunch. I just struggle to comprehend that that was, like, it was just a little too insta love for me, and that was kind of the catalyst for this whole book. This one wasn't quite as for me. I enjoyed my time reading it. I just don't think I'm going to think about it too much now that I'm done with it. But I am diving back into Fearless today. I am on page 296. So I made it a fair ways into the book before I kind of paused while I was working through like finals and different things. So I am excited to be jumping back into this, and I'm hoping I can finish it pretty quickly now that I don't have too much else on my plate. But I am actually really enjoying this one so far. I feel like this book is reminding me more of Powerless, and I enjoy that aspect of it. I feel like there's enough things going on with Peyton and Kai and just everything, and I just don't understand how we went from Powerless that I loved to Reckless that I didn't like at all, and I was almost hesitant to pick up Fearless, but I knew I liked the characters, and I was like, it's a trilogy, I might as well read the last book of it. But this one is already so much better than Reckless, so I just feel like Reckless could have just not existed. And I really think that of my like anticipated books for the year, I do think that Fearless and Sunrise on the Reaping were probably two of my most highly anticipated. Like, I was excited for Abby Jimenez's book, just not quite as much. I kind of feel the same way about Emily Henry's new book. Like, I'm gonna get it. I enjoy her writing. Did I rush out to buy it? No, but I will get it at some point. Alright, so I was starting to edit this video and realized that I didn't do my closing clips and closing thoughts on Fearless yet. So I finished this book probably about a week ago at this point, and I really enjoyed it. I don't think I would rate like a 5-star, but I think it's right around like 4 to 4.5 stars. There was parts of it that Took me a little bit of time to get through because I just wasn't feeling it, but overall I did really like the storyline. I didn't love the ending of it because I don't know, there's just some of the things that happened at the end I didn't love, and I didn't love what we found out about Peyton and her parents. I don't know, some of that I just didn't really love, but overall I did like this ending for the trilogy. I think this was a vast improvement compared to Reckless. Do I necessarily think the series as a whole is worth a read? I don't know. It definitely is, like, not super high stakes, but I like it because it is a trilogy, and so I feel like you can just read all 3 books pretty quickly, and even the novella is short, and even if she's making new novellas, like, but I feel like it's a quick enough read that it is worth the time. Overall, this wasn't my favorite book of this video. Absolutely my favorite book of the video was Sunrise on the Reaping. Overall, I think I would rate this one higher than, say, Oh Remember Me, though. I feel like I just really didn't love that book. And as I'm recording this clip, I just finished reading Part of Your World, and that book was so much better than Say You'll Remember Me, and so was Just for the Summer. So I feel like that one book was just one that I didn't love by Abby Jimenez, but overall I have liked her other books so far. But yeah, overall I think this was a fun video. There's still a few like anticipated books that I want to get to at some point. I want to get to Emily Henry's new book at some point. I've only read 3 of her books so far. I still have 2 of her other books on my TBR, so I feel like I want to read those ones first. It just wasn't as high on the priority list for me, but I don't know, I just feel like there was a ton of new releases this spring and summer, but the 3 that I read in this video were 3 of my top reads for the year that I was excited for. But if there's any new releases that haven't come out yet or that you haven't read yet, let me know in the comments below, like, which ones you're most excited for. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any in the fall that I'm super excited for, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But I feel like there's so many books all the time. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post bookish videos every single week, and I will see you guys next time.